Hi everyone, welcome back to Classic Works of Romanticism. This is Mr. Field, the instructor for the course. Yesterday in my email to everyone, I suggested that if you're interested in music, you could watch this 3-minute video, a brief overview of Romantic era music. Just a review from that video, music of this era, late 1700s, early 1800s, was written to express thoughts and emotions and feelings, including these art songs that started coming out in the late 1700s, early 1800s. They were called Lieder, Lieder. And Erlkonig was one of my favorite Lieder, is one of my favorite Lieder. It's a text is a poem that Goethe wrote a few years after he completed The Sorrows of Young Werther, which is the novel that I've also suggested that you read for Classic Works of Romanticism. Now, this story was gathered by researchers who are trying to map out what it might mean to be a German, what kinds of things are German, what's German language, what's German culture. And, this Erlkonig might actually be Danish, but it just goes to show, Danes, Germans, Belgians have a similar or a mixed and connected background. When Franz Schubert wrote this version of the music to set the poem to music, he was actually only 18 years old himself. I think it's quite interesting that he's very young. I'll throw up an illustration of him, and you can see, he's very young indeed. Handsome, yay? Let's say just a tiny bit about how we can analyze this piece. Okay, basically it's a poem about a boy who dies on a journey and was possibly stolen away by a monster. Let me analyze each of those parts. A boy, a very young person, a child. Children in their experiences are interesting to Romantic era thinking, where they had not been interesting to people before the Romantic era. People just weren't interested in children. But I think Goethe and other thinkers honestly liked children. They liked their creativity and their curiosity. And they liked that children express their feelings more honestly than adults. A journey. Journeys and wandering and adventures are always big parts of classic works of Romanticism. The wanderer is us, and the journey is our lives. Death. Some of the most intense feelings like fear, wonder, longing, sorrow concern death, this essential experience. And the Romantics want to write strong feelings, so they often talk about death. Monsters, Erlkonig, or Dracula, or what have you. Monsters do a lot of work in terms of culture, maybe even mental health. They are symbols, they represent our fears and our curiosity, our bias toward things that are new and strange. You probably like monsters, I know I do. Romantic artists were totally into monsters and ghosts. The Erlkonig was famous in Germany back then. Wow, everybody wanted to write songs to set this poem about the Erlkonig. This one became the most famous. Without doing too much music theory, just notice the dum-dum-dum and the pattern that keeps the feeling of tension. It also reminds people about the galloping of horses. It's like, go, go, go. Also, the narrator switches 3 times from a separate narrator to the father of the boy who's carrying him on a horse. Then the son is talking, and then the Earl King is singing like, oh, do you want to go with me, fine boy? Sorry, I don't speak German. So that's 4 sets of really intense feelings, and it makes this song, although short, very dramatic. That's a good example. This, by the way, has been an example of what it would mean to analyze a piece of classical music.